Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Amy's Artistic Galore, and I mentioned in many of my previous videos of how I've had creepy encounters. So I figured, why not draw and talk about the strange man that I encountered a few years ago that was swinging around my apartment building. I want to say probably about 2 years ago, I was walking home and I can't recall from either friends or family members, or maybe I was just going out for a walk. I do that pretty frequently. Then I see this big guy wearing a gray dirty hoodie, and he didn't look clean at all. He had his camera towards me, his phone towards me for some reason, which I thought that was a little weird, but that's one of the first things I noticed about him. And his pants were really dirty too. I didn't have a conversation with him. He didn't try to start a conversation with me. He said hi. I said hi back. I thought it was a little weird that there's this person that I don't recognize lingering around my apartment building wearing a hoodie. And mind you, he was barely showing his face, so it was hard to tell who it was. And I'm pretty familiar with who I know and who I see often in a small hometown of 900 people. A man disguising himself, or really anyone, I think, disguising themselves in the dead heat of summer, I thought was a little weird out in bright daylight. Why would you wear a big, thick, heavy hoodie and some big, thick jeans? But he was a big guy, and I'm not talking about muscular. Yeah, I was just stretching, okay? The next day, though, I told my parents about it, and I didn't try to indicate that I thought, like, oh, it's this guy that I think it is, and yada, yada, yada. My parents thought that was weird, but they thought, and I'm not going to say who the name is, but they thought it was the guy that I've been talking about off and on my YouTube channel with you guys, telling my creepy encounters. Because even though I don't tell them everything that's going on in my life, my parents, my friends, family, and there's some things that I've tried talking to about my parents, but it feels like they don't take me seriously, so I don't talk to them about things that I find sensitive. For what it's worth, though, the apartment building that I live in, I feel relatively safe. Even with the creepy encounters and story times that I've told you guys about that I have had that are real events. I feel like the most unsettling thing for me, what I noticed, one of the things right away about that guy, is that he had his phone camera towards me and he was kind of being discreet about it, almost like he was trying to hide his phone, but at the same time he didn't really care, if that makes sense. And if you don't know what angle, what phone part I'm talking about, then you can check out the shorts video in the description box below. I would love to hear your own thoughts, opinions on it, so feel free to comment down below. If you've also been in a situation like this, what were your thoughts on it? I don't know if I'm being dramatic for doing this, for saying this, but over the years, I've actually logged events. I suppose documented would be the better word, of the creepy encounters that I've had, the time, the date, the year. Because I know that encounters like these aren't normal, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sure what they are or what do they actually mean. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I am being dramatic and it just isn't worth it. Yeah, if you have an opinion about that, I'd love to hear it. And honestly, it feels like a big part of me is refusing to make sense, to try and understand of what these encounters mean, what are the intentions mean, besides them not being normal. On a different note, I'm not familiar with shading in art, so I don't know if you think this is good or not. If you do, then thanks. This is actually pretty decent, I would say, for me doing shading in, like, who knows how long. And this is a moment where I started to wonder, oh my god, are my parents right? Is this the guy? I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm kind of seeing. That is all for now. Bye!